Born in Asturias, Spain, Alonso began karting at the young age of 3. Jose Luis Alonso, his father, was an amateur kart racer who wanted to share his passions with his kids. For Lorena, Alonso's older sister, he constructed a go-kart, but Lorena didn't share his hobbies, so the kart was given to Alonso. Despite not being able to support his early racing career, the Spaniard's racing experience suffered greatly because he was not born into a wealthy family. His parents were incredibly encouraging and helped him in any way they could. Young Fernando had to get used to slick tyres on rainy tracks as they couldn't afford rain tyres. Maybe that's the reason why Alonso shines when it rains on the track these days. Alonso and his parents' efforts were rewarded as he won his maiden cup race at the young age of 7. Before advancing to the cadet class in 1990, he went on to win the Children's Junior Championships in Asturias and Galicia in 1988 and 1989 respectively. His immense talent and skills caught the eye of many in the racing world. He then went on to win many more championships such as the 1990 Asturias and Basque Country Cadet Championships and won 3 consecutive Spanish Junior National Championships from 93 to 95. In 1997 he went on to win the Italian and the Spanish International A Championships, the Masters Karting Paris-Bercy and the Spanish Karting Championship. After a thrilling career in karting, Alonso moved up the list and took part in the 1999 Euro Open Series with Campos Motorsports. At just the age of 17 and on his debut season, he was able to snatch the championship with 6 wins and 9 poles throughout the season. Following this success, he moved to the International Formula 3000 Championship as a part of the Astro Omega team, which is backed by the Minardi Formula 1 team. Although he wasn't able to clinch the championship title, a podium at Hungaroring and a win in Belgium saw him accumulate a total of 17 points, securing his P4 spot in the standings. Seeing his exceptional skills and a legend under the making, the Minardi team signed Fernando Alonso as their test and reserve driver in the year 2000, and he debuted in Formula 1 the following year with a full-time seat. This debut season, however, was not a spectacular one. The Minardi car was not a title contender, and he finished the season with no points and 23rd place overall in the standings. But the doors to glory opened up for Alonso as he was signed by Renault the following year as their test and reserve driver. Flavio Briatore, the team's manager, saw the hidden potential and decided to take the gamble with Alonso. However, before putting him in the racing seat, Briatore wanted the Spaniard to get familiar with the Renault machinery and the team. In 2003, Renault gave him the chance that he needed, and boy did he not let the team down as he became the youngest driver then to clinch a pole position at the Malaysian race. And later that year, he broke Bruce McLaren's record as then the youngest F1 race winner at the Hungarian Grand Prix. He managed 4 podiums during the season and finished P6 in the standings with 55 points. He continued his success with Renault for the following year. He had a great start to the 2004 season, placing 3rd in the Australian Grand Prix. Alonso finished on the podium 3 more times during this year, including a pole position in the French Grand Prix. Even though he didn't win any races that season, Alonso improved from the previous year to finish 4th in the World Drivers' Championship with 59 points. Then came the 2005 season, one where Alonso went on to write his name in the history of Formula 1. Because of modifications to the rules that prohibited teams from changing tyres during a race and required them to run 2 races before switching engines, he got into a nail-biting battle for the world title with Kimi Raikkonen, the driver for McLaren. Alonso's car was slower than Raikkonen's, but it was more reliable. Alonso's tenacity and talent enabled him to surpass Emerson Fittipaldi to become the youngest world drivers' champion. Over the season, he finished with 14 podium places, 7 wins, and 6 pole positions. His final point total was 133, winning the 2005 Formula 1 World Championship. Now, the following year, he continued his dominance and showed why he is considered one of the legends of Formula 1. Alonso started the 2006 season strong, winning 6 of the first 9 races and placing no worse than 2nd. With 84 of a possible 90 points, he had a commanding lead in the championship, demonstrating his extraordinary driving prowess. In order to slow Alonso down, the FIA banned Renault's tuned mass damper system. Additionally, Schumacher's Ferrari had major development to increase its competitiveness. Now that year, going into the Japanese Grand Prix, the penultimate round of the season, both drivers had tied on points total. In the race, Schumacher had to withdraw due to an engine issue while leading, but Alonso managed to maintain composure and win the race. In the final Brazilian Grand Prix of the season, Alonso came in second, and as a result, he became Formula One's youngest double world champion at that point, cementing his status as one of the greatest drivers in the sport's history. Navigating through the twists and turns of Alonso's career, we mustn't overlook his brief but impactful stint at McLaren in 2007. The intra-team rivalry with the rookie Lewis Hamilton was intense, creating ripples that reverberated through the Formula One landscape. Both Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso finished the season tied on points, but Lewis got the better of the season as he finished P2 ahead of his teammate. Despite a contentious season, Alonso returned to Renault in 2008, seeking fresh challenges and further success. Now in 2010, Alonso joined the iconic Scuderia Ferrari, marking the beginning of a passionate association. The allure of the prancing horse resonated with the Spanish driver's racing spirit. The partnership aimed for championship glory, falling agonizingly short in 2010 and 2012. But nevertheless, Alonso's time with Ferrari showcased his resilience, his determination, and his ability to extract the maximum performance from any car. No journey through Alonso's career would be complete without discussing his brief hiatus from Formula One. In 2018, he took a sabbatical, exploring other racing ventures, including the prestigious Indianapolis 500 and the World Endurance Championship. This hiatus fueled speculation about his future in Formula One, leaving fans eagerly anticipating his return. And return he did. In 2021, the prodigal son rejoined Alpine, formerly known as Renault, marking a homecoming of sorts. The reunion brought a seasoned Alonso back to the grid, where he faced a new generation of drivers and a transformed Formula One landscape. The experience and wisdom gained during his sabbatical added a new dimension to Alonso's racing approach. Now, let's dive into the 2021 season. Alonso's return was met with enthusiasm and curiosity. Could he match the pace of the younger generation? And that answer became apparent as the season unfolded. Alonso demonstrated his trademark grit, his tenacity, and his uncanny ability to pull off daring maneuvers. Now, one of the highlights of the season was the Hungarian Grand Prix, where chaos ensued, and Alonso showcased his strategic prowess, finishing a commendable fourth. It was a testament to his adaptability and his racing intelligence. Now, as the season progressed, Alonso continued to impress, proving that age is just a number in the relentless world of Formula One. Now, in the following year, with completely new technical regulations introduced into the F1 world, Alpine struggled massively to provide a championship-winning car for Alonso. Now, this season was plagued with engine failures and technical issues, making the Spaniard frustrated with the team. And despite being the oldest driver on the grid, Alonso doesn't back down from taking risks, and that was apparent from his shocking move leaving the Alpine team for the newly formed Aston Martin team, formerly known as Racing Point. Everyone thought that Alonso is making the wrong move going to Aston Martin, as it was the worst performing team in the 2022 season. But Fernando shut every critic down when he took the podium place in the opening race in Bahrain this season. The gamble worked and he was back in form, finishing behind the almighty Red Bull RB19. With 8 podiums till now and 198 points total, Alonso is set to have a massive upturn in his career, finishing around P4 in the championship standings. But the journey of the legendary driver isn't over just yet. Beyond the racetrack, Alonso's impact extends to his charity efforts. His involvement in charitable initiatives, including the work of the Fernando Alonso Foundation, reflects a desire to give back and make a positive difference. And as we stand on the cusp of the 2024 season, the story of Fernando Alonso continues to evolve. Will he add another chapter to his storied career? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the racing world is richer with Fernando Alonso on the grid. This is me, F1 Technic. I'm signing out. Until the next one, hit that like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace!